Okay.
Plunger.
And Anne is coming. Anne is viewing. She's reviewing. She's potential. She's definitely. She's one of my good friends, and she really wants to look at what we do.
Okay.
So I told her to hang out with us tonight.
Okay.
So in the summer things get a little slower. Not as many people show up, and it's however many people show up, it's fabulous because that's what we do. Christelle comes in on the phone. You can always come in on the phone, and I send out a Zoom link. We use Zoom. Do you know Zoom?
No.
Zoom is an online program where you can call in or you can come in and show your pretty face, and it gives you an opportunity to really look and to watch from in your PJs. Yeah, so exactly. So let me just see if Anne sent me a message at 7:05. Christelle's not on. Yeah, you like in person.
I don't like that phone thing.
I know, but sometimes it's a nice option. Okay, it's a nice option, right?
You know
Maybe
what?
when you're letting go on the toilet, you
You know what I like is watching your recording the day after and seeing your face and hearing the whole
Oh,
thing.
wonderful.
So I still get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And you don't have to, so that's the beautiful thing, right?
We have choices.
You know, I take several classes online, and for some reason I can never take those classes when they're actually live. When, I'll have another meeting or whatever, and it's super cool because I can watch. It's so nice to have virtual. So let me talk about what you're eating. Today we are discovering, hi Anne, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Meet everybody. This is Anne.
Hello,
And this is Tiffany,
Hi.
Laura,
Hello.
Marjorie,
Hi.
Ellie, and Seema.
Hi.
And there'll be a quiz later, so. When I was,
It
your
has to be
hair
done
looks
in the same
great.
order.
Tiffany.
Just gotta tell you.
I know.
If I didn't do it, that's why.
So we do record,
See, that's how I
and
remember to.
you'll never be in the recording unless you want to be. Except we send out a recap afterward, and you get to watch the whole thing if you want, or people that can't make it, they can watch online, or like Christelle, who's going to get on our call in a minute, she is going to call in on the Zoom call. So let me tell you what you're eating, and we will address your question, the anonymous question about what do you do when you're constipated, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Share.
Great. Okay, good. So tonight is all about restoring your pH levels, and you're going to learn why pH is so important to this beautiful, amazing body that you live in and your gorgeous health. The second thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to explore limiting beliefs, and we're going to look at how to clear those limiting beliefs and really the ones that keep us stuck. As everyone knows, we have a conscious brain, and I can't say this enough, it only houses about 20% of our thoughts. And our subconscious brain houses 80% of our thoughts. It keeps you breathing, it keeps your blood pumping. You would die if you didn't have this great subconscious brain. But the other thing the subconscious brain does is it's a scaredy cat, okay? And it is there specifically to keep you safe. So all of these limited beliefs that you've developed since you were probably in utero, when you can't release those, you go around with a different perspective, and then you are your own fraidy cat, and you don't move forward, and you don't even know why. So tonight I'm going to tell you what you're eating. This is everything you have, everything you see is pH balanced. So you have beets, arugula, and interesting, oils are alcohol or acid based. So you only have these great balsamic vinegars. These are a little acid, but not as acid. I do this on arugula all the time, but my girlfriend who comes to me for acupressure, she gave me these. These are the Lucini. Everyone remember the great tomato sauce that we had? These are their sweet cherry and savory fig. And I'll pass these around. These are already on your salad, but if you want some more. And then on your salad, I roasted these. These are, hey Christelle, welcome.
What are
These, what are these? These are only out this time of year, and I get so excited when they come out because these are spring onions. and they just have this really awesome flavor. You just slice them on the bias and roast them, and they're on your salad. So super simple salad. The
Do
salad.
you do anything with the stalks or no?
Yeah, you can cut them up. Actually, I was going to cut them up and put them on the soup, but I haven't. So, and then there's bread. So you can pass around the bread. And I made this sauce. This isn't so pretty, but I put thyme in it. It's a coconut oil with a little bit of ghee, and there's some thyme, and then there's some dehydrated onions. It just kind of gives it a nice flavor. So I'll pass that around for the bread. And in the center,
This is to go with the bread.
in the center,
Is the bread gluten-free?
gluten, sugar,
Thank you.
gluten-free, sugar-free, and dairy-free.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any
Of
kind of
everything you
fruit?
eat ever at my house is gluten, sugar, and dairy-free.
Okay.
So you just kind of can know it.
Okay.
And even the desserts.
Oh, good.
Tonight we're going to get a yummy dessert. In the middle, I wanted to tell you what my go-tos are for when I want snacks. So first we have a soup tonight, and this is a carrot.
The bread.
Oh, no, I don't.
This is a carrot sweet potato soup. And you know how we usually do tamari toasted pumpkin seeds? Now, tonight we're doing tamari toasted sesame seeds. Pumpkin seeds are a great pH balanced food, but actually I did some research for you guys, and sesame seeds are even lower on the pH scale. So I did tamari toasted pumpkin seeds. We have snap peas.
Oh, you have one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now the green beans are something I probably do every day.
That's your
I
one.
absolutely love the green beans.
Okay.
Do you see the green beans in the center? Green beans are awesome. And I just steam
Is it
these,
yours?
and then I sprinkle a little nutritional yeast on top. And then for anyone who wants, if you want to make this a little less vegetarian, there's some chicken in
Oh, yeah.
the bowl. So there's some roasted chicken in there that you can make it a little less vegetarian. So we're going to eat really mindfully tonight. So I'm just going to pass this around. Everybody get your soup. Put
Just
some,
a little.
Ellie, pass around the pumpkin seeds so they can put a little top.
just-
Uh-oh. Oops. That's silly, chef. Hang on.
Very small.
You didn't
Drink
see
is
that.
nice.
Little technical difficulty. Christelle, the bowl fell in the
This
soup,
will get you
but I rescued it.
Just a small amount.
Yeah, you
I
got it.
missed my green stuff.
Isn't it?
It's very good.
What do you eat? You're eating the bread?
Mhm.
So you all have the recipes
Is that the
in your
sauce for
handouts.
bread? Where is it?
They'll pass it around. It's going to come down. You all have the recipes in your handouts. Whoops. And just a small amount of the
Cheers.
soup. Cheers.
Cheers.
So it is so wonderful
And what's
to
in your
have all
drink?
of you
Oh
here.
my gosh, it's
Good.
So, the green drink that you're drinking, it's a very simple green drink, and most of you are used to this. I'll give that to Anne. It is just cucumber. Cucumber is so alkalizing. So it's cucumber, mint,
I love mint.
some beet greens, and some lime. And I just mixed it all together. You guys like it?
I love it.
Isn't it good? And I've got my celery juice.
So what kind of cucumber are you using? Like, I know it's organic, but is it like the thick skin, the hot house, the small Persians?
It's whatever they have in my CSA. So I do farm fresh to you.
Right.
And whatever's there and whatever's easy, if Whole Foods has something on sale, I don't really, there's no rhyme or reason.
Okay.
And I haven't noticed that one tastes better than another. So,
Okay.
especially when you put it in green drink. So, but you do need to make sure it's organic. So thanks for bringing that up.
Right.
How's the food, you guys?
Awesome.
So remember our mindfulness, okay? So I'm gonna allow you guys just to go for it and eat, but really savor it. Taste the flavors, keep them in your mouth. Just chew, 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 chew. The more you chew, it's really interesting. This is one of the things that keeps our pH balanced. So tonight we're gonna share a little bit about what you did in the last 2 weeks. But some of us weren't here, so for those of you that weren't here or are new,
Marjorie, do you want to take it?
what I'd like you to do is just kind of tell why you're here and what your journey is about getting healthy and well. So the two questions to share are, how's the central channel breathing going for you? And if you're not doing it, don't feel bad about it. If you forgot what central channel breathing is, just,
I did.
yeah. You know what? You're going to have an opportunity to practice tonight
Okay.
because it's that powerful.
No, that's great.
What's happening with your meditations on your ideal body and your ideal life? Are you focusing on that? Are you noticing that there's anything different? And then Seema had a great comment, so I wanted to include it in this. Seema said, how can anything get better than this? And she's been saying it a lot, and she's been having a lot of miracles in her life. So I want to know if you used that. It was in the recap. Did you use it, and what's been happening? So who wants to start?
I haven't done anything for 2.5 weeks.
You haven't done anything for 2.5 weeks. So I don't want you to like, you're coming at it with your tail between your legs, and you're saying, I haven't done anything for 2 weeks.
No, but I didn't do anything, I'm just
And it's
saying-
okay.
Okay.
And it's about raising the frequency.
So I don't know where you guys are
Yeah.
at right now.
And it's fine.
Okay.
And it's about raising your frequency. So what did you do that made you feel yummy and delicious inside? What did you do that built your frequency? And I know there was a couple things you shared with me.
I did?
You made some good food for your son. You helped your son get
But
back
you,
on his feet.
you notice I didn't respond to you, was it Catherine approved? I didn't respond.
Yes, you didn't respond to that one. And, you know, all
I
I
picked his favorite comfort foods
Yes.
from when he was a little boy and he's now 49.
I know, but I
Wasn't
loved
Catherine
it. For
approved.
those of you that may not have heard, when Marjorie walked in, she said she wasn't feeling so good, that she's really backed up. And the truth is, it's just about noticing and getting back on track. We never beat ourselves up. We just get back on track. You have a goal. For those of you that don't know, Marjorie has a really bad knee, and she needs two bad knees, and she needs to get knee surgery. The doctors won't do it unless she releases some weight. So she has a real goal to release some weight, and you're doing it.
And I'm doing
You're doing it. And that's what matters. Even it's progress, not perfection. It's getting you closer and closer to that goal, right? And so we can't think, oh, I didn't do anything. It's about looking at the great things that you did. And maybe you help someone feel a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
And so you asked about constipation. So to get the constipation out of your body, all of the foods that we're eating today, 85% greens in your diet.
Okay.
Go on a vegetarian diet. You'll clear yourself so quickly. But it's also, and you're going to learn this tonight, it's about breathing into your body, and also about your thoughts. We think pH levels aren't activated only by the foods that we eat, but it's really about what we think, especially, you guys are going to love this, worry. Does anybody worry? Yeah, especially worry. Worry is the worst thing we can do. So I think you did okay. You were traveling, you were away, and you came tonight. So we need to congratulate ourselves. We want to keep our frequency or our feelings at a higher level. And when we do that and we elevate that, that's when we get to achieve our goals. That's when we feel better about life, you know? It's pretty, and I have to also give you a lot of credit. Marjorie's 72? 73? You don't look a day over 40. So, you know, so many people would give up, right? So many people would give up. They would be in a place like, oh, you know, I'm old, I'm gonna die soon, and I'm not gonna work on this. You will feel better and better. And so you show up when we have class. And it's beautiful, so good job. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, who wants to share next?
I'll share, but give me a prompt. I'll share something.
Okay, so your questions
What was the
were,
question again?
how's the central channel breathing going for you? I need a little easel over here or something.
Oh, that's good.
What's happening with your meditations on your ideal body and your ideal life?
Okay.
Third question is, have you said, how can I get better than this?
Yes,
No, I'm gonna turn
because
this
I
off.
mentioned that I had said something to you about that last week, and I love that. How can it get any better than this? And I visually go there. You know, my husband is going to retire at the end of this year, and our life will be quite different. He's been with the same company for 33 years, and so there's a lot to look forward. So how can it get better than this? I'm just waiting for that. So I kind of visualize a lot of things for that. I'm an avid meditator, so I just try to do the best I can with making it better. I know that's kind of a sour answer, but I love my meditation. It makes me feel better. It makes me act better. So I love that. The channel breathing I did a couple of times, but I go into my own type of what I do during my meditation and my breathing. But I did try it, and I think the holding like this makes me stronger internally, you know, like the Kegel exercises
The
or whatever.
Mula Bandha.
Yes, the
Yes,
Mula Bandhas.
Mula Bandha.
So I do incorporate all of that, you know. I could be better, obviously, but I think I do a pretty good job.
Okay, and we all can be better.
Yeah.
What I like you to do is try on the things I suggest.
Mm-hmm.
The energy codes have been so beneficial, more than anything I've ever done in my life. And so I want you to keep practicing that.
Yeah.
And just, they're hard, okay?
Mm.
They're not hard once you've gotten them down,
Sure.
but they're weird and they're different.
Yeah.
And they help to get in those little pockets where we store those emotions, where we store the energy, and where you can create miracles. So, you know, I know your husband's retiring and it's fabulous. I invite you to consider possibly, like right now, present, how could it even get better? I know your life is really good and you're feeling so much better. Presently, right in this moment, how can it get better? And you don't have to answer that. Just consider it. And maybe journal on it. And new ideas pop in our heads.
Yeah.
And things come up for us. And, you know, just explore it.
Yeah.
It's, like I said, it's progress, not perfection.
Yeah. So just to finish that question is how can it get better today at this moment? If I end the day and I'm not tired and I'm relaxed and I had a great day, then it was better than yesterday.
Beautiful. So it's always working to just feel not tired, more relaxed, and have a better day than yesterday.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's a great goal, so good job. Yeah. And who wants to go next?
Your soup is awesome.
So
I know that
good.
soup is good.
So easy. Like, the trick is roasting the vegetables before you put them in the soup. Yeah. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So the central breathing is really good.
What did you notice about it?
I don't know specifically, but maybe probably focusing and getting things done. Planning again. I wasn't planning for a while. And I would have tasks lined out, my things to do list before too, but now I'm actually getting things done. And I'm just doing, deciding what is the most important thing that would help me move forward in all areas of life, and only doing that. I'm not trying to do like 20 things. And giving myself space has helped, especially after my daughter's accident. I just gave her space and gave myself space, and didn't try to take on as many things as I usually did. And then since we got just been doing the green drink and the celery drink, and just stopped eggs and everything else. After I left, I bought 9 cucumbers, 3 pound avocados and all of that stuff. After just doing it and taking it with me wherever I'm going, and just the green drink alone is filling. I don't feel so hungry.
Isn't it
You
amazing?
can have it for breakfast, you can have it for lunch, have it in between.
Wow.
Don't feel hungry.
But do you know why the green drink is filling? It's not what's in it. It's because you're feeding your cells all of the nutrients that your body needs. And good job. You've made some real progress, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and now you're saying that I actually look different, because sometimes
You do.
it's like in my head, it's like, I don't know. But if others are noticing that,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
And the central channel breathing, that's exactly what it did for me. It made me more alert, more focused, and just present. Yeah, and I got more done, so good job. Yeah,
and I think also confidence too.
it's huge.
Yeah.
So we're gonna learn an add-on to that tonight. So, and then we're gonna keep learning. Like I said, you guys didn't embrace the book when I told you about it. So we're just gonna keep learning baby steps from the book, and I hope you all enjoy them as
I have
much
the
as I do.
book.
Wonderful. Read it.
I just gotta read it.
Yeah, exactly. Who's next? Ellie, you wanna go next? This is Ellie's last night. She's been so awesome with us. So thank you, Ellie. Ellie is going to UCLA and Korea for the summer.
Fun.
Yeah. And I have to brag about Ellie. For those of you that don't know, she got 1 less on the ACT test, 1 point less than the top score.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's brilliant.
Wow.
It's been really nice. It's been so awesome to have you. So how did you practice the play work from the last couple weeks?
I think for me, like, for a long time, like, something I struggled with a lot was just, like, eating, like, in a way that's balanced and not, like, beating myself up for eating, outside of, like, the foods that I kind of said was, like, healthy and okay. And so, like, for a very long time, I would, like, avoid everything that I wouldn't see as, like, healthy. And, like, even if, like, my mom made me something, I wouldn't eat it if, like, it had this and this. And, like, I was just very, like, kind of hyper aware of, like, you know, calories and, like, this is healthy and this isn't, and, like, just all of that. But then I think these days I'm, like, learning to let go of those things. Like, it's important still to, like, eat healthy to me, but just kind of letting go of that, like, oh, I need to, like, have control over this, and I need to, like, avoid, like, these foods, and, like, because that would really restrict, like, the interactions that I had with people, and just kind of, like, my mental state as well. So I think I've been learning to kind of become more open and more like, comfortable, and just teaching myself, like, more balance in.
How does that make you feel?
I think I thought it would be very, like, hard, and it was at first, but then, like, I think it feels, like, liberating, and also I feel, like, happy that I can like, interact with others, and I'm not, like, setting myself apart from, like, everyone else. And yeah.
Yeah, and letting, sometimes it's so good to let go of those barriers as long as you're feeling good inside yourself. You know, and knowing that you're working in the parameters and 90% of the foods are good and healthy, you can have a little fun with it. But my suggestion is to make more fun in your life so your food isn't your fun. Savor your food and savor your life, and do the things you absolutely love, because the more of that you do, the more you won't need the foods that don't energize you. Yeah, good job. And Tiffany, you want to just share, like, why you're here?
Yeah, I struggled with my weight my whole life. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that just complicates weight loss even more. So I'm just tired of just being the one thing in my life that I can't overcome and need help.
Yeah,
And
beautiful. Can I share a little bit about your amazing accomplishment? getting into UC Berkeley.
Yeah.
Wow, we got the ruins, we got the stairs.
I almost went to UCLA.
Oh,
After this course, I'm going to Yale.
Annie and Yale.
Good job.
But yeah, and Tiffany did a lot of law of attraction work to get into UC Berkeley, and she was living in Southern California, and she made it here. So if you can accomplish that, you can accomplish anything. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was part of why I was like, I literally, I was homeless, living in my car, I was working full time, doing school at night, and finally got into Berkeley, moved up to the Bay Area, and it's like, I have been able to manifest so many things in my life, like, that I never thought were possible, but like, I can't lose weight. Like, what is it that I'm doing, not doing?
right, and that's the protective self, especially for health issues and weight. I see it with my clients all the time, and they're so successful at so many other areas in their life, but there's something, and we'll explore limiting beliefs today. So hopefully that helps you a little bit, and I'm very, very glad you're here. So
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
awesome. Christelle, and then we'll get to you, Anne. Christelle, you want to share about how your couple weeks went? What's been going on with you?
Good. I feel like they went really well. I really want to delve in more into the book. And I know I got excited because I was able to at least get through the introduction. But
Yay.
I'm really excited to read the energy code. So definitely want to get more into that. I did not do the channel breathing, but I did do the perfect day meditation, and I
Okay.
feel like, and I really like, I guess I didn't do the Louise Hay one before we sent it, but I did that again, and I really, really like that one.
Did anybody else listen to the Louise Hay? Okay, you didn't get it, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Go ahead, Christelle. Sorry for the interruption.
No, it's fine. I just found it to be really powerful. And so I've actually just been listening to it, like kind of in the background as I'm doing things, because I have a belief that even on an unconscious level, I'm hearing it. Even if I'm not like just, my normal MO, like when I listen to things, is like to sit down and like there's a podcast or something and take notes. But like for this, I just feel like I played it when I was in the bath, and I played it just when I was, checking up on correspondence and stuff. But I just found it to be very soothing and grounding. So that was really beneficial. And in doing, I'm still continuing with my own kind of little form of breath work as far as like around mindful eating, which is helpful.
Wonderful.
And also trying to do pauses and be more, I'm really working on being more in the present moment, because that is my struggle. When you mentioned worry earlier, I just laughed because I am just like the most chronic worrier that I know in my circle. I mean, I'm just worried all the time, which underneath the worry is anxiety, and underneath the anxiety is fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so
It's the
the
cycle.
only solution that I've found to that is staying in the present, which requires meditation and breathing for me. And just to get refocused on, in this moment, I am okay.
In this moment, I am okay. I love it. And it's about bringing yourself back to center. And the central channel breathing, the reason why it works so well is because it gets into your cells. And we're going to add something onto it tonight that I think you'll really enjoy, and will really get you even more centered and in the present. It's just such incredible work that I want you to keep working on it, even though you're doing your own. Like I said, it's been really dynamic. And the Louise Hay, I'll send it out again on GroupMe. For those of you that don't know, we have a app that we all communicate on. We share our successes, any challenges, and I answer them. And if I miss something, because some of these things come in fast and furious, please text again, because sometimes I miss things. But it's it's really nice to have that communication, because when we're here, it's great, but really you're out in the world. You're the one that this work is required. You take this work and take it into the world with you. So it's up to you to make it work for you. And so it's nice to have that accountability. And when I can catch you on the phone, or a private text is great, but I really ask that you share all of the things that you think would help the group, because it really helps us all. And the Louise Hay breathing, Christelle, the affirmations, I don't know if, has anyone else heard it? You got it a long time ago. But the Louise Hay 101 Power Thoughts, oh my gosh. When my husband was dying, I listened to those day and night, and it changed me from the inside out. All of you know he was pretty critical, very verbally abusive, and sometimes physically abusive. And getting around that, listening to those, built my confidence and helped me to get healthy and well. So I'll send it out again. Do you all like the group me messages that I've been sending? I've been
Yes.
sending those out daily.
Yeah.
Great, perfect. I will keep that up. So,
Can I just make a comment on Christelle?
yeah.
Her voice sounds so much stronger and happier and louder.
Christelle, did you
Can
hear
I actually
Seema?
hear her nicely today?
did not,
She
no.
said your voice sounds louder, happier, and healthier, and more confident, more powerful. Did I capture that
Oh,
okay?
thank you.
Yeah.
That's very sweet. Thank you very much.
Well, and can I share something about you, Christelle? About
Yeah.
how so many things have just gone away? So
Yeah,
Christelle has been eating really, really well, really clean. She always eats the same thing. And she emailed me the other day and said, I don't understand. My eczema's gone. What else was on your list, Christelle?
It was the eczema and the insomnia that I struggle with since age 22, and I'm 42. So for 20 years, I
And-
had severe, I literally, when I say I did not sleep, I mean I did not sleep for 20 years.
Wow.
And
And I
now,
had
uh-huh.
horrible eczema too, and it literally overnight just went away. Overnight, I felt like a newborn. All of a sudden, I felt like a parent, being like, my baby's probably sleeping through the night. Automatically started sleeping through the night. It just happened one day. And then at the same time, the eczema that that I've been experiencing for the last 3 or 4 years just stopped. Just healed and never came back.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. Is you're healing your gut. You're healing from the inside out. And so everything just goes away. You start gradually. It's progress, not perfection. And you start feeling better and better and better. So thank you for sharing that, Christelle, 'cause that's a huge, huge thing and super cool.
Yeah,
So,
no, thank you.
yeah. Well, you're getting there, and it's working. And we're going to work. If any of you, you all have one consult with me every quarter. You can always ask me little questions, but you have one consult with me, personal, where we look over everything and look how you're doing. So if you haven't utilized that, feel free. Just come in and see me, and I send you the visit form. But so Christelle reached out to me with her lab reports, and I'm going to go over them with her. And just wanted to say your cholesterol's high, but that's not a bad thing. Your cholesterol's high because your liver is still clogged, and we need to work on your liver. And I'll give you more on that offline, but we'll talk about it. Yeah. So I'd like you to pass your plates up here if you finished, just to give you some writing room, and I'll throw them in the sink.
You know me.
You want to take it home?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Give it to me and we'll
I
put it
eat
over to the
early,
side.
and
Give me
last
the
time
plate.
I ate a heavy dinner when I was here, and I had a hard time.
And you can
sleeping.
take it home. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
soup too. I just that soup.
Well, we'll get
is,
you more. We have lots of to-go containers.
That soup is spectacular.
Isn't it great?
The onions and the salad too are very good.
So those are the spring onions. And you just slice them on the bias, you roast them,
I need.
and they go on top of the salad. And you have all the recipes.
You're okay. Don't
That
get
is
up.
awesome.
No, don't get up.
There's always really, really good food here. So I'm gonna wait for them to get back. Let's talk a little bit about pH. Who used the pH strips? You did, yeah. And we said there's a little bit of work to do, right?
Was
Not
that
sure,
more
were
like
you
a
able
lot?
to use some pH strips? Did you get pH strips? Maybe you didn't, you weren't here. So I'm gonna give you 2 pH strips. In the next 2 days, I want you to take those, and all you do is stick them on your tongue. Stick them on your tongue, and you take them out in about 3 seconds. Take a picture of it and do it 2 consecutive days. And then after you've taken a picture of it, send it to me, and I'll tell you where you are on the pH level, and you'll know. And I'm gonna just pass these around if anyone wants to try it
Do it
again.
like first thing or?
First thing in the morning before you've eaten anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So feel free to take more and
I
test your
left it in
pH.
for like a couple of minutes. Not just 2 seconds.
Oh, you left it in for a couple minutes? 3 seconds will do it. It doesn't matter. You know, it's like your pool man. He dunks it in the swimming pool. It happens instantly. But if you leave it in for 3 minutes, it doesn't. You'll still get the same reading. So it's just testing pH levels. So we're gonna do a breathing exercise, and we probably should have done this before you ate, but I'm just gonna give you the central channel breathing with one thing added to it. Ellie, if you want to take 2 more pH strips, you can test again. Did you test your pH? I can't remember.
I think I did, but then I don't remember what it was.
So take a picture of it and then send it to me, and I'll tell you where you are on the scale. Okay? Great. Perfect. So I'll be excited to get all your pH levels, and you'll understand it more. So we're just going to go over the central channel breathing one more time, and we're going to add something to it. Now, we know about the chakras, but I'm going to refresh you. The one right here, right, the solar plexus chakra, and if anybody doesn't know what a chakra is, it's just an energy center in your body. But each one controls an emotional part of your body. So if there's a blockage or anything in that part of your body, it's not clear, and you can't live the emotion that's happening in that body. So this right here, right under your ribs in the center, is your solar plexus chakra. And when you exercise this chakra, what happens is you get more confident, you get more power. But this is all about your will. Like, you know, sometimes you just hold on to things. And what it does is, if you're trying to meet any goals, weight loss, health, or even to get a new career, or to have a better relationship with a partner, or with everyone around you, to have more joy in your life, this chakra is where it's at, okay? So the exercise is, we're gonna do central channel breathing with this, but the exercise is just to put your hands here. And the only reason why you don't normally have to put your hands here, the only reason why we're putting our hands here is so you can feel it. I want you to breathe in and kind of get Mula Bandha. What Mula Bandha is making your pelvis and your whole groin area solid and tight. It's like stopping the flow of urine for any of us that have done Kegel exercises. Just make all that tight. The reason why you want to do that in this is just so nothing moves below your waist, okay? And then keep Mula Bandha, and then take your shoulders back, squeeze your heart like we did in the central channel breathing. Just squeeze it together, maybe like you're doing a push-up. Squeeze your neck, and then squeeze at your third eye, at your forehead. And then just keep everything tight, and if it's hard, release it by half. Release it by another fourth. You don't have to stay that tight. Just let your body know that you're solid and grounded. That's what initiates the change. So you're going to take that space right in the solar plexus and make it like a grapefruit. So breathe out, only breathing in that area and nowhere else in your body. And then breathe in and bring it back to a baseball. Breathe it out, inhale, bring it to a grapefruit. Exhale, baseball. Grapefruit, it goes out.
Oh, okay.
You're making it bigger.
When you exhale?
And exhale, it gets smaller, like a baseball. Grapefruit, baseball. And just keep doing this at your own pace. And now we're going to do something fun. Breathe from Mula Bandha. Actually, breathe from the bottom of your feet. Take your breath. Move it up your leg. Stuck or clogged. Or if you skip over any places, give those places in your legs a little more attention. Breathing up, up, up to the solar plexus. Go to grapefruit. And breathe out. Come back to baseball. Go to grapefruit. Come back to baseball. Grapefruit. Baseball. And then now breathe up the central channel, up through your breasts, through your neck, and up above your head. Take it all the way through that third eye, all the way up. And then imagine your body breathing it down, 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 through that central channel right in the middle of you, down through your legs, down to the bottoms of your feet. Take a nice deep breath in. What we're doing is just keep going down that channel at your own pace. What we're doing is we're clearing your circuits of anything that's stuck, blocked, or clogged.
Even the poop?
It'll help, especially this one. And the Kapalabhati breathing, even the poop, yep, it really clears it. Keep breathing. You think you're just getting everything moving. And exhale and let it go. Speaking of poop, you open your eyes when you're ready. We're going to do a few rounds of Kapalabhati breathing because that'll help with the constipation. It might help. And we haven't done that for a while, so we'll do it tonight. Do you feel a little different since you did that breathing?
See a little different.
You see a little different? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, right now it looks really fuzzy and distant.
Interesting. You brought yourself back inside and everything looks fuzzy and distant. Huh, I don't know what that's about. But it could be liver. Liver's about eyes. So, yeah, just kind of notice as we sit here, if you feel different when you really embody yourself with the breath. So we're going to just do a round of Kapalabhati. And Kapalabhati is very, very easy. And this will help, especially when you're tired. If you need to get energized, it just brings you up. It helps with all of your digestion. So just take a nice deep breath in and push your stomach out and then pull it back in. Push it out and then pull it back in. And it's a voluntary inhale and then an involuntary exhale. So you're moving your breath with your stomach. And it looks like this. I'll show you. This is one of the best things you can do for your metabolism. So we'll do around about 20 more.
So when you breathe in, is your stomach supposed to come out or in?
So
It's opposite breathing,
yes,
right?
it's opposite breathing. So when you're breathing out, your stomach's coming in, but it's involuntary. You're breathing out. When you breathe out, your stomach comes in. That's when you're trying it. And then the opposite breath and the opposite stomach pump happens when it's out. And then when you're ready, just let it quit. And close your eyes and notice what's going on in your digestion. How does it feel? It's probably different because you just ate. Christelle, did you try it?
I did, yeah.
What did you think?
I liked it, yeah. Very relaxing and calming.
You know, it's one of the best things for constipation. So I like to
That
do
is
it.
very good to know.
Yeah, I like to do it 3 or 4 times a day, along with the central channel breathing. So there's your first piece of play work. Central channel breathing with the baseball and the grapefruit. Baseball, grapefruit, baseball, grapefruit. But you really embody your feet and breathe up. Baseball, grapefruit. Baseball, grapefruit. And then bring it up through that central channel. And I'm going to give you bonus points. You can breathe all the way up and imagine yourself in your ideal body and your ideal life. Yes. So, And we didn't, I skipped you.
To think about.
It's a lot of things to think about. It's a lot of,
Remind you.
it's a lot, I know. But it's a lot of things to think about. Once you get it down, it's super easy. It becomes automatic. But right now, your subconscious brain is fighting you. Your subconscious brain is saying, no, I'm safe right here. All the emotions, all the feelings that I have are in my body, and I'm not going to let them out of my cells. So I don't want to do anything to deviate or maybe open all that up, because oxygen will do that. And so it feels, your subconscious brain is telling you it's not safe. I invite you to try it on. I can make a video for you guys if it makes it easier. You can do it with a video. Would you like a video to try it on?
that'd be
Great,
good.
I'll make a video.
I'm not sure when you say feel the breath going down your legs and in your feet. I don't know how to do that.
It's imaginary.
So just imagine that there's oxygen going.
Yes. And I like to imagine that it's going right inside my legs. The reason why is this meridian in Chinese acupressure is spleen, liver, and kidney. And that's what you want to open up to harmonize your hormones naturally. So when you do that, your cells get embodied with oxygen when you imagine it. Just like we imagine our ideal body living in that body that you want. It's the same thing. The more we can imagine and elevate our frequency, get excited about things, the more we can bring it to fruition. So, yeah. And I skipped you. I'm sorry, we didn't talk about why you're here.
I'm here because I'm very excited. I know one of the things I wanted to do is balance my pH because I know I'm very acidic. So I was very excited when you mentioned what you were doing tonight. And I love the channel breathing. I've read the book and I found it's really, really helped me. And I may not always do it exactly like the book is. There's some different imaginings too, and one of them is like feeling you have straws going up your legs and the energy's going up. So there's all different types of imaginings, but and I think that's okay as long as you're moving everything. So I found all the stresses in my life, I've been able to be just, I feel a lot more centered and balanced than I had in the past. So I've found it to be very powerful.
Beautiful, very powerful. I love you sharing about it. And it's, I like what you said about reading the book and just kind of understanding it. Because once you understand it, it's a lot more. You guys are just getting like little snippets of it. So I really encourage you to either read the book or do like I do. I'm really good with Audible. So Audible's my thing, and then I read the book after. Because I like to just I like the cliff notes, okay? I'm really good at that.
Is Audible shorter?
No, but it's talking instead of reading, so I have more time for that. I can be in the kitchen, I can be driving, and I've probably listened to the book 12 times, okay?
So again, how do you get Audible?
You sign up for it. I can send you a link.
Okay.
It's $14.95 a month, and if you don't want to subscribe, they give you 1 credit for 1 book a month, so you always have books and you always have credits. But if you don't want to do that, you get the book for free. I send it to you. You sign up for it, you keep the book, and you cancel the subscription.
I think they do have a 30-day trial.
They do have a 30-day trial, so if it's not something you want to subscribe to, just, it's something they offer. It's not deceiving or anything like that.
Okay.
They have a 30-day trial, so they're willing to let you try it for 30 days. So, yeah, kind of cool.
So I want to go back. So it's Central Breathing by Louise Hay?
No, it's called Energy Codes.
Oh, you're still talking about that book.
Okay, so I'm
Okay.
going to send you guys
Louise.
the
Yes.
101. I'm going to send it to you on GroupMe, the 101 Power Thoughts.
Oh, I have that one.
Oh, you do? Okay. The book that we're talking about is
Is this-
by Sue Morter,
Yes.
and it's called The Energy Codes.
Yeah.
And I'll send it to you guys on Audible. So you can get it on Audible if you want it, or you can buy the book.
And that's the one that you were talking about, kind of having a guide, but kind of making it your own as long as you're
So yeah, because
moving
there's
everything.
different types of the central channel breathing was like the main thing, but then as you go through some of the other energy codes, she has different variations on it.
Oh,
And
okay.
so anyways, but I also did the Audible. I found I like doing both.
love
It's
both.
really good.
Yes.
I commute a long way, so it was really good to hear it.
Right.
But then it's also was good. There's some pictures and things like that. So reading it and having the book was really helpful too. So I read a lot of books, and I just love the way they put everything. That's why I know Catherine, if I
Yeah,
talk, the way she's put everything together is just really powerful.
Really powerful. And today I discovered, if you go on her website, all of her practices are in video on her website. So you can see it and actually have it demoed.
She also has an Instagram
Oh.
page.
Cool.
Yeah, I looked.
Yeah,
at
and
that
I'm in her
too.
Year of Miracles program,
Yeah.
and she's
Oh, I
just
did that last
phenomenal. Oh, you did? Cool. Yeah. It's really, really neat. So, what the heck is pH, and how does it keep us healthy? Like, what is pH? You all have a handout that you can follow along or not. Your choice. You can make notes or not. So, pH is just a figure, a number that expresses the alkalinity or the acidity in your body. But, you know, and it goes from 0 to 14. Neutral is 7. So for us, we need to be at about 7.36 or somewhere between 7 and 7.4. That's like our perfect little space. But, you know, some of you were at like 6 and you said, oh, well, I'm at 6, so to be to 7, that's not a big deal. Well, it is. It's 100 points. Every leap is 100 points. And there are 3 ways you can check your pH. Number 1 is saliva, like we've done, or some of you, if you have 2 strips, you can check your urine. Saliva, urine, or blood. And we don't ever check with blood. Maybe a doctor does, and my son might because he's a respiratory therapist. But the truth is, what your body will do, your body always wants to return to homeostasis. It wants to return to balance. So even if your blood chemistry isn't at 7.3, 7.36, what it does is it steals from bone mass. It steals from all of the other healthy parts of your body to get that calcium, to get those minerals, and then we get things like knee problems, need hip replacements, bone loss, osteoporosis, high blood pressure, all kinds of illnesses and dis-ease come from having your pH levels imbalanced, including being overweight, hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism. All dis-ease is usually an imbalance of pH. When your pH is balanced, you really can't get sick. And there's a lot of controversy on this, but people say that you can't even get cancer when your pH is at a balanced level. Yeah, and so it's pretty awesome. But the reason why I'm sure all of you are really encouraged to know is that, especially about being overweight, fat has, the fat cells in your body are very, very alkaline. And so your body hangs on to this alkalinity to keep your body in balance. Because your blood chemistry wants to have all these resources, all these stores to pull from. But then if you balance your body and you start eating really well, the weight just comes off. And it's so much better to be in an alkaline state, but of course you don't want to be too alkaline because that has its own problems in itself.
How can you become 2?
You can, there's some people eat baking soda. They do like a little concoction of baking soda, like a 1/4 teaspoon, and they down that every day. If you do that every day, you're probably going to get too alkaline. I don't think greens, too many greens, would ever get you too alkaline. Your body kind of knows, and it just washes all of that off. But if you worry a lot, alkalinity is really caused by worry and stress. I mean, not alkalinity, acidity. And so that's a great way to get too alkaline. Great way to, why you want to go back to the present moment and stay in the present all the time. And really, you know, think about worry, okay? Worry is somewhere where we all go. My son just went to Louisiana and he'd only been away from home for a year. He lived in Japan. And every time that Skype bell rang, I was up and out of bed. I had this ugly sweatshirt that I wore every night for bed. And he used to look at me and go, why do you wear that sweatshirt every day? But I was so excited to talk to him all the time and so worried about him. So I get it. I get worried. That was really the only time in my life, except when my husband was really sick. I was worried about my survival back then. But at one point in my life, I just decided not to worry anymore. I shut that worry gene off. Because think about worry, okay? Worry robs us of our joy. When we're worried, we're going down that rabbit hole. So I always, whenever I think of a worried thing, I bring myself back to a joyful thought. I thought about all the fun that my son will have in New Orleans instead of, oh my gosh, he's going away. I mean, he's 32, for goodness sake. He's fine.
He's your baby.
He's my baby and my only. But yeah, you know, he'll be fine by himself. And if he's not, he's got me, he's got Dan, and he's got a grandma with lots of money. So, you know, he'll be just fine. But worry can take you down that rabbit hole of low pH like there's no tomorrow. So your body wants to return to homeostasis. It wants to balance. And so, like I said, it's always better to test with saliva or urine. And you'll get different numbers. If you took 2 strips, and you're welcome to take more, you can test for a few days and see where you're at. It's kind of good because you'll get different numbers depending on what you've been eating, how you've been feeling. But what does it cause from? Poor gut health, huge. Leaky gut, you're going to have low pH. Alcohol and drug use, you all know I'm an alcoholic. I haven't drank for about 15 years, but I'm sure my pH was really screwed up before. Doctors love to prescribe antibiotics, and we think we need them. You really don't, unless it's really severe. Antibiotic use just screws up your gut. Kidney disease. Now, kidneys are all about fear in Chinese medicine, so fear and worry go along with each other. Eating lots of processed foods, especially nitrates, lots of sugar, low intake of potassium. And in your packet, I added my handout for foods with potassium. So you can play with some of these. They're not all low pH. The beans aren't, the salmon isn't, but most everything on this list, cucumbers, watermelon, sweet potatoes, frozen spinach, beets, those are all real low pH foods. So I invite...
Fresh spinach is high?
No, it's very low on the pH. So it'll help with your alkalinity. So and most everything on this will, especially like I was telling you, Seema, watermelon seeds are wonderful to balance your pH. You know, just like you have pumpkin seeds.
So should we buy a watermelon with seeds and eat those seeds along with it, opposed to the seedless watermelon?
So yes, exactly. But what I like to do with watermelon seeds, I like to take them out and roast them.
Oh.
Just like you would a pumpkin seed.
Sure.
It's a little bit of work, okay?
Right.
But it's really delicious and so good for you.
Okay.
There's so much calcium in those seeds. We think we need calcium with milk and dairies, but dairy with the lactose, it turns to sugar and it increases your acidity. You eat a bunch of greens and you'll have more calcium than you ever get in milk. Pesticides, herbicides, chronic stress is one of the worst contributors, more than food. Any sleep disorders. So, Christelle, it was fun to see your pH today. I was surprised that it was at a 6, right? And
Yeah.
it's in a good place. We're going to get it up even higher. In order to do that, you have to start eating some different foods. So we can talk about that offline, but we can definitely get it up. If you're sedentary and you have lack of exercise, you know, a lot of us can't exercise. or we just don't feel like it. If you're just sitting in a chair, do the breathing oxygen. Well, and you can also, remember a few times ago I
That
showed
was
you
good.
how to do pump yourself up in the morning and get excited. So pump yourself up. That's exercise, right? Definitely acidic, especially when they're not organic.
Which page are you on?
I'm at the second page.
It's the berry, oh.
These have, they're on the back side too,
Oh,
because I didn't really give you a lot of paper. If your hormones are out of whack, your pH is going to be really, that's the whole piece. Women come to me for hormone balance, and we get their pH levels balanced, their hormone symptoms go away. Low estrogen, everything. But you can also over-exercise, so you want to really watch that. And if you just don't feel right, maybe you need to pull back on that. Chew, chew, chew. Eat mindfully. So I made you a little chart right underneath this. Too much acid, too much alkaline. You can read through the symptoms, and you can see if you have any of those. Coughing, chronic coughs. I had a client that came in with chronic coughing. We got her acidity up. She went to a more alkaline level,
settling down.
and her coffee, we got her from being too acidic to alkaline and balanced pH, and the coffee went away. Yeah, it's just one of those signs. Weakness, nausea, wired but tired, like the cortisol levels, anxious, fatigue, irritability. Those are all signs of low pH. You can read over this. So how do we get...
So this is going with this over here?
So, actually no. This is what causes you to be too acidic. And then that over there on the top, it's, these are the things,
Is this?
so yeah, it starts at
is
the
the
bottom.
first.
See, they're connected. So the first column is signs of being too acidic, and the second column is signs of being too alkaline.
So thyroid is being too alkaline?
Mm-hmm.
Thyroid challenge?
Well, you can, but it's also from being too acidic.
Okay.
So it's both. But if your pH is balanced, you're probably not going to have thyroid challenges. Yeah. So breathing clean air, breathing, getting oxygen in your body is a great way to get your pH levels back. Avoid harmful toxins and chemicals, including like Roundup. I was out weeding the other day, and the gardener had used Roundup, and I just left that. I left that for him.
Good
But-
control, Catherine.
I know. I didn't have to do the yard work. Keep your thoughts and your emotions balanced. Eat an alkalizing diet. Everything you had tonight was alkalizing. So focus on consuming lots of alkaline foods. Eat more raw vegetables if your stomach can handle it. Sometimes your stomach can't handle it. If you notice you have a lot of gurgling and you just don't feel good, go back to the cooked until your stomach can handle it. You might have leaky gut, and it's a great way to get you back in balance. Celery juice is fabulous for alkalizing your body, 16 ounces a day. So healthy food creates healthy cells. That's the bottom line. But really follow the chart. You can see I've given you lots and lots of suggestions. One is baking soda. If you really notice you're lower on the pH, for a little while, alkalize your body with a tiny, tiny bit of baking soda, because it really tastes like crap. Did you have a question, Laura?
No.
You just
So
didn't
people
like that
actually
one.
do that. I didn't realize that
Yeah.
would be a fine thing to do.
It's perfectly fine, but only for short amounts of time.
It just helped to get you there.
Yes, exactly.
What's short?
Like 2 weeks.
Because someone said it raises your blood pressure. Does it? Baking soda?
I've never heard that. But you probably would want to avoid it. But you just do what you're doing. Celery drink, green drink.
And I love that celery.
I know. So like, it's so much better, right?
Can you add the baking soda to your lemon water?
Yes, absolutely. It tastes so much better than just drinking baking soda alone. I do a little shot glass.
So your baking soda is just like the burp test. It's the first thing in the morning. You have to take that baking soda. You
don't.
can't just
You can take it
throughout the
anytime,
day.
anytime throughout the day.
Oh.
You don't have to do the burp test.
No, but I was using
yeah.
that as an example.
Exactly.
It's not just a shot in the morning. You
No.
can put it in your waters or
Exactly.
whatever. Okay.
But I wouldn't put it in all day long.
No.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
would-
quarter teaspoon you just
It's
said.
a quarter teaspoon, tiny bit,
Yeah.
and it'll just start raising your alkalinity
Oh, okay.
and get you back to balance. Eat 7 to 10 cups of vegetables a day. I can't say that enough. I know I've said it to all of you. Changes your life. And, however you want to get that in, I've given you lots of recipes, more exercise, eat more acidic foods. So nuts and seeds, delicious things. And so many people are so worried about the calories. Just eat more acidic foods, sunflower seeds, especially sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. And aren't they great with the tahini on or the tamari on it? Really good. Get the sugar, get the processed foods out of your life. If anyone's drinking caffeine, get it out. Horrible for your alkalinity. Horrible for your acidity. Yeah. Reduce stress.
Can't kick it, girl.
No.
I'm trying. I go slow.
Yeah, it's
I'm
baby
cutting
steps,
back.
right?
Yes, I'm at a
Right?
half a cup now.
Is the teas better than coffee? It's got caffeine, but tea can be better.
Black tea is better, so there's the good, better, best. So I recommend nettle tea, dandelion tea, all the herbal teas, rooibos, as opposed to a black tea. And the big thing, really the reason why you want to get yourself off coffee is because you're not on a natural circadian rhythm. You're not on listening to your own body's natural rhythms. You're being in a place where the rhythms are being set. Even 1 cup a day. I have a lot of clients that say, 1 cup a day? Really? I have to give it up? But what it does is it spikes your blood sugar, it spikes your insulin levels, and then you crash. And your body gets used to that, and it's not your own natural rhythm. You want to get your body back in natural rhythm to bring your body back to balance. Yeah. So, get the foods that the potassium, and decrease alkaline or acidic foods. Get off alcohol. I don't think any of you are really drinking much alcohol. You can have sweet potato starchy plants.
Before
You had alcohol on the plane, right?
Wine, that was the only thing to,
Yeah.
yeah.
But what's really interesting is
Correct.
fruits. Some fruits you think they're very acidic going in, like lemons, limes, and oranges. They turn to alkaline. I don't really recommend the oranges because usually we drink oranges in orange juice. And think how many oranges it takes to make a glass of orange juice. You're getting like 7 oranges. That's way too much sugar. So I got this little chart for you that you can post, and it tells you how to get your body more alkaline. And then the last pages, here's the chart. If you're wondering what foods can help you get more alkaline, this chart tells you exactly what the food is, and is it acid forming, is it alkaline forming, and I've outlined a ton of different foods. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I'm just going to, yeah.
Catherine.
I know, cranberries and blueberries.
Come on.
Blueberries are full of, I don't make the rules, babe. Right?
Blueberries, Catherine.
I know.
So you're saying avoid the acid foods and eat
Okay,
alkaline.
I'm not saying avoid. I'm not saying avoid. I'm saying eat more alkaline.
Lentils?
And reduce your acidic
Okay,
foods.
that's
But
what I was
yeah.
hearing, but I had
Yeah.
said that.
So, it doesn't mean you have to give up these foods. Come on, they're delicious. You just want to
There's
start.
no food listed on alkaline side.
Olives are so good.
There's food listed on the city.
Yeah. Well, there is. If you read through it, I've given you a whole lot of foods that are alkaline. And did you like all the food that you ate tonight?
Yes.
That's all, everything you ate tonight was super, super alkaline. So, if you stick with the things that we we ate tonight, and you have the recipes, you're in good shape, right?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You have us doing flaxseed, but yet the oil on here is acid forming.
And flaxseed is, and so is olive oil. Coconut oil isn't. So, but are you going to give up olive oil? Heck no, I'm not.
But you're still saying take the flaxseed, right?
Yeah.
But not the flaxseed
You
oil.
can have flaxseed oil, just in small amounts. The whole point is to have more
Of the other.
of the alkalizing foods and less acidity.
Got it.
So does anyone have any questions about this? Does it all make sense? Tell me. It's a lot, right? What's that?
I
face
must have
for?
been absent. I must have been absent on that science day. No, it makes sense. It's just it's
We
just
don't like it.
It's just amazing how important it is
Yes.
and how doctors don't talk about it. That's what amazes me.
Doctors don't talk about it at all.
But
They
it
don't
is
know about it,
so
is what I
important.
Yeah, it's so important, and we don't ever have it stressed. So, yeah. So I want you to pull out your handout, and the one that's called "Are Limiting Beliefs Keeping You Sick, Fat, and Blocking Your Happiness?" It should be at the back. Ellie, you put these out, right? Or maybe not.
I did, but.
Oh, does everyone have that? Okay, great. So I want you to, this is going to be a fun exercise. We talked a little bit about what limiting beliefs are. They're usually childhood fears. And they're fears that stuck with you. My parents were so involved in PTA, Rotary, their jobs. They had 4 kids, their parties. They did not pay attention to their kids. So my belief that I formed was, I'm not important. I don't matter. I'm not enough. Because I never got any attention. And that's a belief that I've had to work through over and over and over again. I walk around and I often say, I am enough, especially before I do a speaking gig. I am enough. I am enough. I am loved. I am, and I have to use a lot of affirmation work to get through that. The first guy that I ever got intimate with, he said some nasty things for me, and that set a limiting belief in my brain that I never could be loved. Now, these sound awful, okay? I'm 58, and I've had to really work through these things, but I have to remind myself that that's not me. I'm not that little girl. I'm not that teenager. I am a new person. And so when you do that, it's so fun to do that because you remind yourself every single day, that's not me anymore. But your subconscious brain doesn't hear that. So I want you to go down and I want you to look over these limiting beliefs that are, it says check in with your limiting beliefs. Now these are some that I've given you, and some of you may have done this exercise before, but just put a little star next to the limiting beliefs that you believe that you still live with. We've all got some. And bless you if you haven't. Christelle, do you have that one? I sent it in the second email. So just take some time to mark the limiting belief that you may have gotten, or maybe something that isn't on the list that you have. One of mine was, my parents always told us that we didn't ever have any money. So I grew up with a poverty belief, which is simply not true, and hopefully I've totally outgrown that one. I'll give you a couple more minutes just to finish this up.
You need the 10?
What?
Oh.
Yeah, there's a second page. And now, what I'd like you to do, if you're complete with this, is we're gonna learn to muscle test. Because we're gonna figure out which ones are the strongest. Like you think you've got that one, but is it really true? So we've done some of this before, and some of us have a difficult time with this. But when I muscle test, we can do it, all of you have done it with me in the room in there, or most of you, with our arms. But I'd like you to learn to muscle test with yourself, because I think it's really great to be able to do this with yourself. I actually do it with my knees. I muscle test all of my supplements, and when I say my name is Catherine, my knees go solid, and when I say my name is Betty, you can see my body, it goes back and forth. And that's not me, it's actually my subconscious that's knowing that I'm saying a lie, and I know that's my cue. But you can also do it with your fingers, so I just want you to make rings with your fingers like this. Take one finger and put it inside the other. So we're just connecting our thumb and our index finger, and on both sides, we're interlacing them, and go ahead and say your name. Say my name is, and say your name, and pull it apart.
Out loud?
You can. Uh-huh.
My name is Laura.
My name is Michelle Obama.
Try it again. Yeah.
My name is Marjorie.
Marjorie. So
Name is Ann.
everybody's solid on that?
My
Real
name-
solid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now say a lie. Any lie.
I said Michelle and it was still.
It's still pretty solid. Is it a little bit weaker? Like, or is it still really, really
Michelle
solid?
Obama.
Well, maybe you just believe you're Michelle Obama. Yeah. Did it go weak? Like if I say, my name is
something
Laura,
there.
it goes weak, right? You can test anything, and you can
My
put
name
a
is
supplement in your, there you go. Yeah. You can put a supplement.
Michelle.
See, you do believe you're Michelle Obama. That's what that does not work. Yeah. We know that. Or you'd really, really, really like to be Michelle Obama, right?
Right.
So what I want you to do is go through and just quickly muscle test, or all of these, like read the statements that you've checked and read them to yourself and muscle test it and figure out which one is the strongest. Just go through them and read the ones you've checked and which one is the strongest for you. Or if there's two that are strongest, you can certainly go through it. Just read it in your mind and muscle test it. And if it's strong, mark it on your paper. Or if it seems a little weaker, because our conscious mind might think that something isn't as strong.
How do you change something between each question, or is it this, you just keep going?
You just keep reading and pulling. Yeah, read it to yourself and pull it for your limiting belief, yeah. So you just, and you don't have to pull hard or hold it hard. You can just kind of play with it. And the ones that seem stronger, those are the ones we're going to work on. Maybe narrow it down to 2.
All that's doing is building my biceps.
Are they all pretty strong?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're all strong. How many did you check?
3 there. 5 altogether.
Okay, that's great. 5 limiting beliefs. Which one is the one you'd like to work on the most? Is there one that stands out for you?
Number 3.
Can you share it?
I need to think positive every day to change my limiting beliefs. It's
What do you think
hard.
stopped? Okay, so you just said
That's
it.
what it says.
It says that, but the belief is it's hard. It's hard. And as long as your subconscious brain is hearing that it's hard, then it's going to be hard.
Mhm.
So how about the phrase, it's easy?
Mhm.
That doesn't feel good, does it? It doesn't feel good at all.
Doesn't feel natural. but-
It doesn't feel natural, right? That's because we're believing it with our thinking brain. We need to embody the new beliefs in our body with the central channel breathing. Because when you embody it, that's when you get, okay, so what happens is, it's so cool. You get into,
Listen.
yeah, those thoughts go into your cells and they go into those pockets. So, like when that guy told me that I wasn't good enough, he was my brother's best friend, and I was so excited that my brother's best friend actually liked me, and he dated me a couple times and kind of threw me to the side. So I developed a belief that I wasn't lovable. You know, those things are stored in our bodies, and we need to release those, let our subconscious brain know it's safe, but you can't do that with your conscious mind, and you can't do it with your conscious mind. You just can't. It's deep, deep in your body. You have to embody it. So think of a counter belief for the one limiting belief that is the strongest on the paper. Everybody got your strongest one? Christelle, have you got yours?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So does everyone have a counter belief for that limiting belief? Or do you need some help with a counter belief?
What would it be 1 for 8?
Well, tell me what it is.
I should have worked this out by now.
I should have worked this out by now. I'm just a dummy. Why can't I work this out by now? How about this? I'm human, and I'm working this out in perfect time and perfect space. I love being kind to myself. Or something like, you know, what's really wonderful is I have an awareness about this, and I'm working it out. It's about not beating ourselves up and really bringing ourselves back to love. Bringing ourselves back to love. Because that's a fear belief. I should have worked it out by now. You're beating yourself up. You're in fear with it. It's about bringing it back to love. Being loving and kind to yourself. But maybe we can even increase that and make it even stronger. I should have worked this out by now. Gosh, you know, I'm pretty cool. There's a lot of other things that I figured out, and I know I'm going to get this one. It's easy. How does that feel in your body as opposed
That
to,
sounds better.
I should have worked this out right now. So I want all of you to breathe into your bodies with your central channel breathing, doing the solar plexus work, and I'm going to walk you through it with your new empowerment statement. So breathe from the bottom of your feet. Imagine that breath is going up, up, up your legs, maybe inside your legs, bringing it up, up, up through your lower body, coming up to the solar plexus, doing the grapefruit, breathe in, grapefruit, baseball. But keep thinking about that new thought. Grapefruit, baseball. Think about the new thought. Grapefruit. It's easy. It feels so good. Baseball. Grapefruit, baseball. Now breathe that up through your breasts, squeezing your breasts together, squeezing your neck, not too hard, squeezing your third eye, breathing up about 12 inches above your head. Breathe up, 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 and let that breath come back through your body, through that central channel, keeping those places tight, tight, tight. Go slow. Notice if you miss anything. Just notice. Notice if you miss anything. If there's a spot that feels like you're just going to your grocery list or going to another thought, stay in that spot. Go through it slowly, coming down, 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 breathing into the bottom of the earth, embodying the new thought. And when you're ready, open your eyes and bring yourself back. And I have dessert for you.
Well, that worked.
I know. So these are bliss balls. Now you guys are, most of you are familiar with my ridiculously delicious blueberry truffles. Well, blueberry is acidic. And so tonight it's all about alkaline. These are chia seeds, raw cacao, almond flour, and I think they're pretty good. So I'm going to pass them around. You can just put on your napkin, I'll wash them.
What's the ingredients of pistachio?
They're pistachio nuts on it. Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. So enjoy. And remember to eat it mindfully, so really chew it. They have chia seeds for your omega-3s. Chia is actually, you can do flax for the omega-3s, but you can also do chia, and chia is alkaline. So I want you all to think about play work for the week. What is your play work? So I'm going to send you the 101 Power Thoughts.
Put it there. Okay, okay.
I am going to send you the Audible book of the Sue Morter book. Can all of you tell me what you'd like for play work this week?
It's so good.
Based on, aren't they good? Based on what we did today, I have some ideas for play work, but instead of me assigning it to you, what are your ideas that you'd like to do for your play work this week? Or actually it's like 3 weeks, because I'm going on the AIDS right, so we won't be meeting for about 3 weeks.
I would say on the limiting beliefs.
So on the limiting beliefs, could you do the limiting beliefs, the new reframe, with your central channel breath, doing at the solar plexus twice a day? When would you do it? Like morning and night, or when would it be convenient to do it?
Probably morning and night.
Okay, morning and night. Does everybody sound good with that?
Yes.
And how would you like to be held accountable? Group me? Do you want to report in on the group me? How would everyone like to be?
I think group is good.
The group me?
It's easy.
Or do you want to have a call with all of us? Or do you like the accountability on the group me?
Are we to do it the whole 3 weeks you're gone?
Absolutely. You're going to get used to it, and truthfully, you're going to love it. You're going to love it
Try to come back.
because it's going to help you reframe that limiting belief. Don't you want to do that?
Yes.
So for 3 weeks, and it really,
You'll be all cleared out.
literally and physically, right? Yes. Yeah. So
Thank you.
I invite you to focus on eating more alkaline foods. But instead of, like, that's really vague, right? Eat more alkaline foods. Can any of you throw out what few foods you're going to start eating? What was good tonight? What would you like to incorporate into your diet? Or what's another alkaline food that you saw that you'd like to start putting in?
So I'm gonna do the green drink, and what you had today was good, and it's sweet.
Green drink and soup, okay? Anybody else?
Oh yeah, that soup I'm doing
The
for
soup
sure.
is alkaline?
The soup is super alkaline.
Okay,
It's carrots and sweet potatoes.
I can do that.
Okay, yeah, the soup and the green drinks and everything you're doing
The
is super
celery.
alkaline.
Mhm.
But what I'd like you to really consider is the worry piece. Because all my research on pH,
Mhm.
I want you, so this is my play work for all of you. When you feel yourself worry, carry around a little journal. Write down the worry and write down a reframe. And that night, when you go to bed, I want you to reframe the worry thought. So what's can anyone give me a worry thought that comes up for you all the time? Maybe Christelle, you said you have a lot of worries.
Yes.
What's one thought you have that comes up for you all the time?
I'm not going to be okay.
I'm not going to be okay. Tiffany, you smiled. Is there something you have?
I have too many. I
Okay.
can't come up with one. Constant.
So what if you did have one that stands out a lot, what would that be?
I literally, I have OCD, bipolar, like my anxiety, like My
Got it.
life is constantly endless cycle of just worry.
In the cycle of worry.
I'm
How
not gonna
about-
make it. I'm not gonna survive.
Okay, those are good. I like the survival one even more because that indicates death. You know, and so it's like that the amygdala is on full alert all the time,
That's
right?
my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if you reframed it with I am calm, I am peaceful, I'm feeling good, and did the central channel breathing with something like that? And you know, it's practice. Practice is what gets our brain to be safe and gets us to calm. So practice, practice, practice. So does that sound like it can work for you?
I'm willing to give it a
Well,
try.
you know what, and we never try. We do in this program, because when your subconscious mind hears try, it goes, oh, I don't have to do it. It does. So it's never try, it's I'm doing it and I'm gonna love it. Because when you say I'm gonna love it, the subconscious brain hears I'm gonna love it and gets excited. So go for it this week. And in 3 weeks, we're really working on this thing. I know I told you all of it is review. Well, this isn't going to be review. It's going to be, I've been learning a new modality. I've been going to classes for a little bit of hypnosis to really get into your subconscious brain. And this one's all on health and weight loss. And if you guys are open to it, I would love to use it with you. Does that sound good?
I'm open.
Awesome. So that's where we're going to be in 3 weeks. So make sure you come to that one because it's going to be powerful. And if not, you'll have it on Group Me. So how was tonight?
Wonderful.
I
Awesome.
have a question.
Uh-huh.
In here you mentioned bone spur in one of the
Okay.
graduate
Bone
articles.
spurs?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, okay. So what is a bone spur? It's when the calcium in, like, most people get them in their feet. That's where they're really common. You hear like plantar fasciitis, that's not a bone spur, but it's very similar. Plantar fasciitis is the ligament at the bottom of your feet. That ligament, it's very hard and it's not pliable. So what happens is it gets like just concrete. And then the calcium usually the bone spurs are on the side of your feet. The calcium starts leaching from that area and the bone actually shoots out. It like it's malfunction and it's very, very painful and your shoes stop fitting. It's like a bunion kind of, but it's a bone spur. It's just a little spur of the bone. Yeah. Any other questions before we turn off the recording? Great. Awesome. And can you just push the red button? Thank you, everyone.